Hete Pu. Peace and blessings to all from Divine Peace Meditation and Yoga. It's your sis, Mama Imani, and it's a little bit after 6 a.m. on this thought-provoking Thursday. I've just put out the big green or the refuse bin, and I decided to, since I didn't get out in the garden at all yesterday, I decided to, do a little bit of pruning and harvesting. So, while I was doing that, I decided, well, go ahead and update. So, where shall we start? Starting over here with the rosemary. Looking good. Not a whole lot of flowers. We've had some cloudy days. I'm not seeing any evidence of squash, but the sage is doing oh so nicely. This bin here, I just filled with compost and potting soil. Haven't planted anything in here yet. The cabbage was being eaten up by, I suppose, moths as well as ants. So I decided to get them out of the seedling cells and into a container. And to my surprise, they're doing so much better. Got a few more seedling plants that I started to transplant, perhaps in here. Speaking of getting eaten up, poor broccoli. I put some sage in there hoping that that would be a deterrent, but it seems like I can't fool you. I cannot fool some of these pests. To the contrary, the sage here in the middle is doing well amongst all of the carrot tops, the mammoth sunflower, as well as I think I planted zinnias in here. I finally transplanted the strawberries, and they're perennial, so it looks like they are staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. Oh, 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 staying alive. Over here, I planted some peas. And I had, as I was harvesting beans, I had a mishap, so I decided to just, bury the end into the soil and let it compost in place. Tomatoes from Norfolk Feed and Seed, doing their very, very best. The Romas, the Cherokee Purple, and over here we've got a seedling of each, Roma and the Cherokee. I'm gonna have to maybe elevate this pot so that it gets more sunlight, just like I did over here with the broccoli, trying to get it up off of the ground. The zinnias over here with the okra, in the last 24 to 48 hours, they have started to bloom. Oh, so beautiful. I planted some turmeric in here. And I'm going to have to plant some more ginger. I'm not quite sure what these are. Sister Atsuko seems to think that these tall, spiky leaves are the gladiolas, the gladioli trying to come back from past seasons. We'll see. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we had a tomato plant to volunteer here, so I had to move this pot so that it was closer to the sistren and the brethren. But the real stars are the beans. I took some close-up shots earlier in the week of the beans. These are the smaller ones that I did not harvest. And I got most of the large ones. I think we have some spearmint, by the smell of it, planted in here, trying to deter some of the pests. Get my hand out of the way. But we've got a lot of little ones still on the vine, just like here. I expect those to compost away. But there's the spearmint. There's some more little ones. And even some more flowers over here. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, I have harvested off of the rainbow Swiss chard several times. And over here, the sweet peppers are doing their thing. On this plant over here, we had a very large one that I had to harvest. We've got some small ones here, working it on out. And over here is, bam, the harvest. These are all the large beans that I was able to get off of my first planting of this year. And here is my first sweet pepper. Very nice. And more to come, as we see here. The Cubanelles that I started. These peppers here are from Norfolk Feed and Seed. These are homegrown, so they are much smaller. The nasturtiums are doing their thing. I tossed some more milkweed in the center and around, a little bit around the spiral, the inner circle of the spiral, just in case I pulled them up in error. We've got another Swiss chard on this side. Get around. And it's just starting to get a little bit larger. I think there's another one in here amongst the nasturtiums, and it's probably not going to get that big. If I could find it. Yeah. Not sure where it is. Maybe, overshadowed. But I could have sworn I had another one over here somewhere. Anyway, this one is flourishing a bit. And that may be the only one over here. And because the other three are over here. And I might as well grab this leaf. It's getting too big for its britches. And another one struggling over there. But this one in the middle, I've harvested 2 or 3 times before now. Just a little bit of rosemary that I threw in there. Over here, patiently waiting for the okra that I planted all through the center here. It's taking its darn time. Close up of the beauties. We work our way over here to some of the struggling seedlings that I have yet to transplant. Now that I have a little more compost, a little more potting soil, after filling 2 tires, I'm going to work on transplanting these. Early Earth Day present, lavender. And struggling here, the lettuce And here is the third strawberry plant. I put the other two in the tire. So we got the compost and the potting soil under there. So it looks like I'm going to be watering everything. Oh, I forgot about the work boots. I planted a sunflower seed in the boots. And what was the other? Not delphinium. Aster. I think I also sprinkled a little bit of aster seeds in there. So we're going to see what happens there. And we come over here to the other pair of work boots. And they're getting started. I put a couple of sunflower seeds in each one, and then I sprinkled the end of a pack of asters in as well. Over here, I did plant some delphiniums. That's why that little stick is there to remind me. Here's the basil trying to come back. The zinnias doing their thing. I don't know, I may have accidentally dropped something in here that I can't remember. Spearmint, about to harvest some of that. I think that's zinnia there. Here's a lemon mint. And I pulled out the gladiolus bulb because it wasn't germinating. And I put a couple of sunflower seeds in there as well. This is the wild bunch here with all the onions and garlic. And over here, the giant Japanese red mustard spinach is trying to bolt. I already pulled off a flower stem off of there. So I'm going to have to come back and harvest these leaves here and all of these onions. So I'm going to pause here and move over to the front. Back in the mow. Back in the front. We've got another of the Norfolk seed pepper plants. These little beauties here are going to produce a large beauty here. Here is where I planted two gladiolus bulbs, but it looks like we've got volunteers here instead. Here's the spearmint. I planted pepper seeds in here. Not sure if they're gonna take or not. May have to resow. Here is lemon balm. I know not how it got in there. I don't remember. And back here we had garlic. And I am not sure what this is. Perhaps a zinnia. Over here we have garlic, struggling, and dandelion. Alright, up here on the table, we have radish and I can't remember, squash that I'm growing for the garden. And hopefully it's going to storm this Saturday. So a Saturday soon we'll be transplanting. Won't be this Saturday. We've definitely been watching for storms a-coming. And so it will more than likely be a week, 10 days from now. A little over a week. So that's it, y'all. I'm gonna take my harvest in the house so that I can rinse it. Then I'm gonna come back out and give everybody a drink before the sun, clouds and sun come through. We're only expecting low 80s today. So please give this video a like. Please share. Please leave mindful and encouraging comments. And make your thought-provoking Thursday safe, healthy, and content. Remember that we are already blessed in abundance. We just have to act like it. Blessed be.